Ghoulies, released in 1985, is an American horror comedy directed by Luca Bercovici, starring Peter Liapis, Lisa Pelikan, a troupe of B-movie sillies, and some cameos by Jack Nance, one of which is absolutely hilarious. In this video, I will break down the top 10 reasons to watch the Gremlins-based knockoff, Ghoulies. Before we do, please hit that like and subscribe. I have new videos coming out all the time, and it is the only way I can grow. And without any further ado, coming in at 10 we have the Zombie Flash. Michael DeBars, as Malcolm Graves, is over the top, acted fairly well when viewed under the B-budget lens of the film and compared to the other actors, and is generally just too silly and stupid for me. But when he first emerges from the grave, he actually looks fairly amazing. I wish they had adopted this look throughout the rest of the film. Coming in at 9, we have these demonic contacts that just never seem placed right. They're always pointing in different and odd-looking directions. All I can imagine is they actually meant for this, because if not, jeez. At 8, we have the Big Ghoulie. Originally appearing as a large clown doll, a huge swamp-like ghoulie is revealed to be hiding behind the mask. He gets very little play beyond this short scene and quick kill. At 7, we have the campy and medieval-looking dwarves, Grizzel and Greedigut. They're actually pretty decent, and perhaps some of the better actors in the film. Jonathan summons them to gain more power and keep Julia, and they do have various shenanigans and funny moments. At 6, we have the Ghoulie Beating. Speaking of Grizzel and Greedigut's shenanigans, after knocking out Mike, they proceed to whip and beat a ghoulie into submission in a hilarious scene. They then bag the ghoulie and throw it in Eddie's face. At 5, we have the crazy Eye Ghoulie. I really like how this kooky-eyed, possibly cat-based ghoulie looks. When compared to the rat, water, and flying ghoulies, he looks much more awake and insane, as if he just drank a couple pots of coffee and is broken through a new level of nervousness and psychosis. At 4, we have the Water Ghoulies. The Water Ghoulies, or Toilet Ghoulies, who according to lore may or may not have had a scene added in post, after the iconic cover graphic was created. The image single-handedly thrust this film into the realms of the universal consciousness, as in the 80s, all we had was the cover, and this was grand clickbait. The Water Ghoulies do get some decent kills, flying out of the water and the like. At 3, we have the Ghoulies feast scene. As the silly 80s troupe of friends enjoys dinner, they wear ridiculous eyewear, which apparently keeps them from seeing the Ghoulies, who are also sitting in and devouring the food. As Jonathan watches on and smiles, the scene is quite hilarious overall, and one of my favorites. At 2, we have the Ritual Super Yell. While ritualing, the 80s sillies begin chanting, and as they continue, it begins to rise in humor, until the Ghoulies, with their ridiculous campy voices, begin chanting as well, adding a level of comedy to the scene that is honestly epic. We have a ton of honorable mentions. When Malcolm distracts the cliched stud Dick by appearing as a woman, he then slays him in comedic camp style with his tongue. When Malcolm calls everyone's corpses to him, we have a nice looking dead body crawl. Wizards in the Ghoulie world love to throw ignitable powder and the like into pots. It looks pretty hilarious overall, and definitely isn't showcasing any amazing magic. Jonathan is actually a fairly interesting and decent character, one who at times can genuinely make you laugh. The 2 stoners entry is decent. They roll in on a 3-wheeler and Eddie falls off the back. Overall, they're decent characters that smoke a lot of pot and attempt to be hilarious. And at times they can be funny, especially when attempting to breakdance. Overall, it's a damned travesty that the Ghoulies don't make it higher on the list. The film somewhat ignores them, following Jonathan and Rebecca, and tries to develop an actual plot, and that just isn't what I want from Ghoulies. I want ghoulies, and funny, gory, ghoulie-based violence and camp. And thus, without any further ado, coming in at number 1, we have Jack Nance as Wolfgang versus Malcolm in the Eyeballs Lightning Blast Wizard Battle. I am not sure if they meant for humor here or not, but to me this is the funniest scene in the movie. The ridiculous lightning battle between Wolfgang and Malcolm. As lightning shoots from Malcolm's eye to Wolfgang's, and then from the sky to Wolfgang's eyes, and repeats over and over. It is amazing. It is absolutely hilarious. And if they were going for comedy here, then I applaud them. This part of the scene is hilarious. While the scene as a whole is quite funny, it is also pretty hard to stomach beyond camp humor. But for a few moments, while lightning traverses from eye to eye and sky to eye, it does comedically shine quite brightly. Overall, Ghoulies is very funny when it is, but most of the time it is a slow crawl to the next gag or joke, and I would recommend it only to those who know at this point that they would enjoy such a romp. Thank you so much for wading through the top 10 reasons to watch Ghoulies with me. If you enjoy creepy crawly little demonic puppets, and the B-movie universes they occupy, well then I have new videos coming out all the time. Please hit that like and subscribe, as it is the only way I can grow. And until next time, keep sleepwalking, my friends.